Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. We ended up doing a live chat on Wednesday night and it went for like 3 hours. We had one of the best chats we've had. It really was a nice, honestly, it was a therapy session for me. I've just been so upset about this whole picture thing. I know you guys have too. And I do encourage you to go back and watch the live chat if that's something you're interested in. But if it's too much, if you're not, I get it. I wanted to cut out this part especially where we really got into how unfair it is toward Catherine, Princess of Wales, what's going on with the media, and Harry and Meghan's quote unquote response. Believe me, I'm just as frustrated as you all are. But let's get into this. Thank you for coming out. If you missed the live chat, don't worry, we'll do another one very soon. If you did make it, thank you so much. And if you watch it after the fact, I really appreciate that. Here we go. This was shared by the British Prince on Twitter. And I don't know this person, but I always like his tweets very much. Excuse me, one second. I yelled so much into my mic today, I actually scratched my throat. So I keep having this dry patch in my throat. All right. The British Prince shared this, and it says, "The Princess of Wales may be a public figure. She is not public property." And this was, I guess, originally posted by Glamour, which I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. But I thought that was so well said and the perfect sentiment of how I'm feeling as well. And how many of you, I believe, I'm not trying to speak for you, but how many of you seem to be feeling as well. David Alp says, exactly, Jen, can you imagine feeling poorly after a major operation being attacked like this from the press? Disgusting and appalling. Thank you, David. Yeah, so I just have so many thoughts on this. I'm trying to keep them in order. So let's go on to this. All right. So earlier today, I put up a video about Harry and Meghan's sources. And I'm using big dumb air quotes on that because we know who their sources are. I would say it's, in my opinion, Meghan and Omid are the sources. But this time now, right before recording, they have broken their silence. And by that, I mean, I think it was a spokesperson for Archewell, which I thought Archewell was bye-bye now. Isn't it that other dumb? It doesn't matter. Who cares? They have broken their silence to speak out to deny that anyone inside their camp would have made claims. All right. I'm just so disgusted by the two. I'm not even trying to give them a second of publicity. In fact, let's get them off the screen and go back to the picture. But know that they have spoken out. But they haven't spoken out because they never actually say anything. You know what keeps... Okay, here's one of the things that keeps bouncing around in my head. Think about the Oprah interview, 2021. Meghan goes on and says she's had it so much worse than Catherine, Princess of Wales. And saying she had so much worse in the press while insulting Catherine, and I won't insult her by saying the name, but while insulting Catherine by pulling up an old name that the press used to call Catherine and how much worse it was for Meghan. And I'm saying, no, she hasn't. Meghan just makes these stinks and makes these claims with nothing to back them up. And so she told all these lies on Oprah. They've been proven lies. And yet here it is in front of us. We can see that Catherine is getting this unfair treatment. She's out on medical leave and people are demanding to know what's going on and demanding to see her. She doesn't owe us a blank thing. She really doesn't. She's out on medical leave. What else not you guys. I'm not, what else do the media and do the Sugars want from her? I don't even care what the Sugars want, but I'm saying, what else does the media want from her? No one demanded to see Meghan's medical records to prove anything when she was making, in my opinion, ludicrous claims that are similar to Diana's. You know what I'm talking about. The ones, at the, Royal Albert Hall. Those claims. Nobody demanded to see Meghan's medical records because she'd be freaking out. Nobody demanded to see Meghan's medical records with her claims of loss, shall we say, and it's just completely different treatment. And Meghan's out giving these speeches. Wasn't she just giving one about, again, YouTube doesn't like the word, so I'm going to mispronounce it on purpose. Go with me here. Bullying, right? Being a bull being a cyber bull. She was giving speeches about this with no actual plan or anything to solve anything, just whining and trying to make herself what more important, but nothing to add to this and trying to play victim. She has the chance to stop her followers. But no, to me, this is encouraging them because instead of speaking out about this, she's like, we didn't do it. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Like, I picture like an evil villain, like twirling a mustache, you know? And so to me, it's just adding on. They're adding on. I'm not leaving out her dumb husband either. Doofus is adding on to this. Both of them are. And you talk about hypocrisy. I'm a broken record on this, but I'm not going to let this go. So we're talking about Photoshop. Photoshop. Of all things, when they Photoshop everything from his hairline to, some people believe, in their opinion, her bumps. You know what I mean? Like, and everything in between. Photoshop is what they're going to call Catherine out on. They're calling, again, I'm going back to this, they're calling out the cyberbull stuff, and yet their followers are the worst of the cyberbulls. They are the loudest critics who try to, shut down their own critics. It's just the hypocrisy is unbelievable. So what? Their people are calling out some photoshopping and saying that it's not truthful. Well, when have they ever been known to be truthful? Harry recently has had to backtrack on his own book because he now says that the substance, I can't say it on YouTube, stories were inflated to sell books. Whereas before, his whole thing was, finally, I get to tell the real truth. Blech. He doesn't know the real truth. He's lost sight of everything. Both of them have. And yeah, it's all about themselves. And any chance to try to stomp on Catherine, of all people, they love to do it. So I'm outraged. I'm disgusted. I'm sickened. They're evil, vile people, and their followers are just as bad. They're the ringleaders of this, and they're all as bad as each other. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these comments, and then I have more thoughts. But yeah, JJR says Harry can't handle the truth. Exactly. Hellbell says, oh, and why haven't our British media called out nutmegs? Yep, agreed. I know. I totally feel the same way. CSCD says, does anyone think King Charles needs to step in? I do kind of wish, but then when I say that, people send me backlash. So, but you know what? I'm not going to pander. I'm going to tell you my honest truth. Yes, he does. I do think so. I think he needs to tell Harry and Meghan to kick rocks because William and Catherine have proven to be hardworking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just there for the right reasons. I don't know how I'm talking like a housewife, but they've proven themselves. And I don't think they have to continue to prove themselves. Whereas Harry and Meghan have proven what they are, evil, awful people who take any opportunity to go on anything, any kind of show or podcast or book to air any grievance, even if it's made up, that they can possibly come up with. So yeah, I do think King Charles should step in my opinion. But I also think, I don't know, I think when William's in charge, he'll handle it. But still, I don't think we should have to wait till then. If anything, it's caused, all of us, I think, to rally around Catherine. Right before I jumped on, I stand with Catherine. Some form of that was trending on Twitter. And I know Twitter's a cesspool, but like you can see that people are rallying around her and calling out this BS. But Marty, thank you so much for this. It says, let's see. They know it's Prince William blocking them. Prince William knows what's up. Wow. They have a really blanked up way of trying to get back in the royal family. So that was something else I wanted to bring up too. Recently they seem to be on this campaign, in my opinion, with all these stories put out. They're willing to take a part-time role, or he is, with the royal family. Harry's willing to step back in. Like, bullshit. They will not have him back. Meghan can cry all she wants and play pretend victim. And it's not working. We can see through it. We can see what's actually happening with our eyes. But that's what Harry and Meghan love to do, is try to pretend like that's not what's happening. Their truth and all that bullshit. Oh, I get so mad. Teresa, thank you so much for the super. Teresa writes, I think the press are peed off because they never got the picture first. I think so too, Teresa. I think so. And I do think it has to do with, as sick as it is, I keep hearing about wanting to know about Catherine's medical situation. And that is so disgusting. I don't mean to repeat myself, but I'm so frustrated. I just feel the need to say it again. I can't stand Harry and Meghan. I mean, after this, I loathe them. I really do. But I don't wish ill because I think that's wrong. And if they were ill, legitimately ill, I'm not asking to see their medical records. Because that's blanked up. I want to say it so bad, but I'm not going to. That's blanked up. Like there's a point where you realize that these are human beings we are talking about. And the difference is the sugars take it so much further and so much to a disgusting level. I want no part of that cesspool. And so anyway, I won't even go there. Let's see. Lizzie B, thank you so much for the super. I really appreciate that. Says at the panel, her quote logic was, I'm a woman, you're a woman, we're both women, so you should be on my side. So I can't disagree with you because of my gender. And I wonder, isn't that sexist? Exactly. I feel the same way, Lizzie. And it's when it's convenient for her that she pulls that crap. And yet here we are. It's not that I expect anything and I don't want them to say anything about Catherine, Princess of Wales, but just a normal person would say something like, I don't know, no, we didn't have anything to do with it. We're wishing her a speedy recovery. Nope, they can't be bothered because they can't even think of anything for anyone else but themselves. Awful people. Awful. But honestly, I think it'd piss me off just as much because I don't want them talking about our Catherine. Yes, I say our Catherine because she is our Catherine. Mystified says it makes me sick too. None of anyone's business. Exactly. There is just no circumstance where you can demand anybody's medical records. I'm going to demand King Charles' medical records. It's not my place. I'm not demanding anything. They can choose to tell me what they want to tell the collective us. You know what I mean? Like when they want, disgusting. But I will say, I don't wish this on Catherine. I think it's awful what they're doing to her. But again, I go back to the good news is we're surrounding her, right? I mean, I think she's even more beloved if that's even possible. I do. I think that people are seeing what's going on and the media tend to speak the loudest, but it doesn't mean that that's how the masses feel, And so I think those of us with a brain can see what's going on and realize how blanked up this is, whole situation. So, but yes, Sadie Travels says the attacks on Catherine will backfire spectacularly. The press, the media, and the Harkles. I think so too. I really, truly do. I think Catherine will come back when she's ready and even stronger. Let's see here. Yeah, thank you, Mystified. Excellent question. Where are the women Meghan supports? Exactly. If she has nothing, I just keep going back to this bowling report. I think it's truly beyond time. Where are those bowling reports? Let's open those up and see how she really feels about women. Because from what I hear, and in my opinion, from what I can tell, she sure doesn't seem to like them very much. So, yeah. Let's see here. Daughter of Darkness, hi, thanks for being here. Says, let's demand Meghan's medical records to prove she gave birth. Ding, ding, ding. I was kind of dancing around it, but you said it, and I'm just reading your comment. There you go. If we can just demand things, yeah. And that's exactly, so MW kind of says the same thing. If we're just demanding things, let's see the DNA on the children. And that's not something I normally talk about. And I'm not going after the children, but that's a fair question if we're talking, if it's not off limits to ask somebody about medical private records, well then why do they demand privacy with their stuff and yet they can't give it to Catherine, Princess of Wales? I hope I'm making sense. When I get pissed, I just get Jay knows when I get in tunnel vision and I just keep repeating myself and I grit my teeth and I punch a wall. That's where I'm at. Like smoke is coming out of my ears right now. Hi, Sunshine. Thanks for being here. It says M isn't anywhere near the same league as Catherine. You're absolutely right. I just can't believe this is where the press is going. After all the lies, after all the BS, after everything has been proven fictional. You know, if nothing else, if let's say you're a newcomer to all this and you're like, well, I don't really know much about Meghan. Know this. I think about this all the time. She went on Oprah and said that her child, I think at that point it was just uh her children won't be given titles because of color. Okay. That is the most blatant lie. They have titles. They use those titles. And she never came back out and was like, whoopsie, my bad, my mistake. She knew what she was doing. It was to incite hate, in my opinion, toward the royal family. And so that has been a constant theme, and especially toward Catherine. So again, I don't even have to explain this. You guys know all this. I'm so fired up about this. That's why I won't let this go. You know what else I'm not going to let go? The African parks. Where is the feminist cause on all that? Where is the she talks about women's voices. Where's the women's voices on that? Why no speaking up about that still, huh? Going on there. Still nothing on the African parks. That just disgusts me so bad. It really does. You can't pretend to be a feminist and she even said that Harry identifies as a feminist. I can't help but laugh at saying those words, but she says my husband is a feminist. Okay, then where was he for this African parks thing? Why is he still not doing anything or speaking up about it? Where's that? They're just hoping it'll go away. I actually think that they love this for so many reasons because this story is dominating right now. Oh, sorry. I just realized I still have that picture up there. Some people like to see the different pictures of Catherine. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me get it back. I think they love this story because they know it is hurting Catherine and it hurts William. So it's a win-win for Harold and Fraud. And they love this story because it doesn't make them, nobody's holding them accountable. And I don't mean us, I mean media wise, for this African parks thing. For a little bit, people did. Even People magazine, their favorite go-to was talking about Harry should step down. But then nothing else. It just makes me sick. All right. Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, just to summarize, from my perspective, because I know everybody cares so much what I think. But I mean, if you're going to promote yourself as a, champion of women's rights, like maybe start with the most basic right, which is not letting what happened at those parks happen to people. It's like, who cares about a fucking soap commercial from, 20, 30 years ago? Yeah, 30 years ago. Like, ta-da, something may or may not have happened involving some fictional soap drama. Why not fix something you can actually fix, Yeah. Protect actual people. You're in a position to do it. Freaking do it.
I agree. Well said. I'm